Hey everyone, and welcome to this wonderful Thursday afternoon or late morning, depending on where you're at, and also the surprise webinar. I know we've teased this for a few weeks now, but we decided that we wanted to add some depth to our sports application. Maybe a lot of you are familiar with our Pro Football Challenge, which is a pick'em challenge, but we wanted to add a new feature, and we're calling it the Survival Challenge. Before we jump into the presentation, let me know, or let me update you on what we have going on as far as answering questions and presenters and stuff like that. My name is Tim Sessions, the Director of Client Services. I also have Ross Salanoa on here. He's one of our product leads. And we also have Mark Milligan, who is a client success manager. So on this call, what we'll be discussing is some of the rules, the layout and gameplay, plus money-making opportunities if you are to implement this into your campaign strategy for the future. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them during the webinar. I'm going to mute myself and be available to answer functionality questions. We also have Clinton Hansen on the back end to answer any sort of sales or revenue generating questions as well. He's another client success manager. So with that, I'm going to mute my mic and let Ross take it away.
Cool, thanks, Tim. Hey everyone, Ross here. So yeah, we'll go ahead and show you some of the new things that's going to be coming up with our sports app. So we have our Pro Pick'ems challenge, and that Pro Pick'ems challenge is getting a new facelift. So that's kind of exciting because the Pro Pick'ems, the football challenge Pick'ems with the new facelift, our new survival challenge app that we're going to be announcing today is going to be taking in the same look as well. So yep, the new look, it's a new app and a new look. We have new sports Pick'ems designs. It's designed, the whole point of the redesign was to increase engagement. And like everything now, everything's mobile friendly. So cool. Well, I'll go ahead and I'll get started and I'll chat about the gameplay and we'll look at the rules. So the first thing that we want to talk about is what is this new app and how is it going to be played? So the survival challenge, the idea is that you make it all the way to the end of the season. In order to move on to the next week, the idea is you pick a winning team from any game. But if you guys can see, we're only choosing one team or one game. You're not picking teams from every single game. It's just you choose one team, one winning team from any of the games. If you choose a losing team, that's going to cost you a loss. If you have 2 loss or double elimination, then you can no longer play for the remaining of the season. So the whole idea is, if I choose a team, choose a winning team, I move on. If I choose a losing team, then I get, counted a point. Now let's jump into the rules. What are the catches? So one of the catch is you can only choose one team from one game, right? The next one is you can only select one team. You can only select a team once throughout the entire season. So if I choose the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs, on week 1, I can no longer select them throughout the remaining of the season. Same thing with the rest. If I choose a team on week 6, I can no longer use them the remaining of the season. And whether they win or they lose, you can no longer select the team. So the game is pretty simple. It's make it throughout the end, try not to get 2 losses. And if you reach the end, then you might be one of our winners. We'll go and jump to our winner section. How do we choose a winner? So we understand that there might be a high probability of people that make it to the end. We were having this debate with a few of us around the company, trying to decide, do you really think you can make it throughout the entire season? There's 18 games. Can you really go 18 games without choosing 2 losing teams. Well, for us, we decided that each game throughout the entire season is going to be considered a tiebreaker game. Now, the idea of this is each game that you select, you're going to have to predict the score. And that score, using the same tiebreaker feature that we have with our pick'ems, that score is going to stay with you throughout the remainder of the season. Now, if we ever get to the end of the season and we find out there's still quite a few people that have made it all the way through, you can then determine the winner by selecting the person with the highest tiebreaker score. So yeah, we feel like it's a pretty fun game, pretty fun opportunity, pretty exciting new feature. The cool part about this is you can pair this with the Pro Pick'ems. This one is more of it's a simpler challenge, but there could be some opportunities for you to, how would you say, include some of the football nerd heads, those that, nerd out about football a little bit more. But yeah, that's kind of the new sports app. That's how it's played. That's how we choose a winner. And I'll pass it on to Clinton to take over for the sales opportunities.
Thanks, Ross. Actually, this is Mark. I'm actually going to take over if that's okay. I'm going to step in for Clinton. Clinton, he's a wizard. In fact, everything I learned on the sales side is from Clinton. So hopefully, I'm able to teach a little bit of what he knows here. But all right. So yeah, with this new really fun idea, this new app that we have, there's a lot of enticing options and opportunities for your clients to take advantage of. To begin, remember that this can either be bundled with our traditional pro football pick'em or sold and managed independently. The benefit of bundling it with the traditional pick'em is that not only do you give your audience more options, but you can keep people engaged during the entire season. So maybe someone just had really bad luck up front and missed out. They got their 2 losses in the first 2 weeks or something. They'd still have that traditional pick'em to fall back on, where no one's getting knocked out. They're just trying to keep track of their score, right? So our friend Thiago has a question. Hopefully somebody can answer there, or I can actually answer it live. It says, we can't pick the same team twice. What if I think that was team A is going to win? So yeah, anyway, so we are, in that case, it would. That would be the case. Anyway, okay, so back to what we were saying here. Thank you for the question, though. Please, somebody feel free to chat in with questions too. The benefit of, like I said, the benefit of bundling it is you give people more options and you're able to keep people engaged more. You also could charge your sponsor a little bit more if they wanted to run both of them, right? Run them, and you sponsor both types of pick'ems at the same time. But running the survival challenge by itself also keeps things simple. It's just one promotion there. So just know you have the option, whichever one makes your client happy, right? So either way, this is a big opportunity for generating new revenue, right? Either by taking things up a notch with established clients, by giving them a fun and exciting new engagement feature like this, again, either packaged along with the traditional pick'em or not. But it also opens the door to brand new clients that may not have been able to afford an entire 17 or 18 week pick'em, right? Because this new survival challenge not only allows you to have several sponsors, keep that in mind. You're not limited to just selling this to one sponsor, right? You can have several sponsors on it. Which by having several sponsors, that might lower the price for each individual client, but also adding them all together brings in more overall revenue for you, so benefit for everybody. It also allows clients to sponsor specific or targeted weeks, right? So for example, client A can sponsor, this particular week in August or, September or something might be a special grand opening or a sale for them. So maybe they want to sponsor weeks 1, 7, and 14, while client B pays to sponsor week 4 and week 8. I don't know, offering shared sponsorships or weekly targeted sponsorships, that opens the door to clients that otherwise might not be able to afford or maybe not interested in entire 17 week promotion, right? So Here's something that's actually available for just about any audience promotion, but is often overlooked. If you want to really impress your client, or maybe charge a little more, looking for an opportunity to charge a little more, you can offer a direct integration with their CRM. Something a lot of our clients don't know about, actually. So if you go to our Idea Studio, you'll find our integrations page, which you're welcome to show your clients. You show them the URL and show, direct them to it, give them the link. If they use any of the CRMs that are listed on that page, we can easily set up an integration to their for their campaign directly to their CRM. That'll offer them not only secure data transfer, but it'll be in real time as well. So the moment someone enters the contest and opts in saying that they're interested in learning more about the product or whatever, that user's info is immediately sent to your client. If your client wanted to be really, really on the ball, they could contact that person 30 seconds after the person enters the contest if they wanted to. So your client doesn't have to wait until the end of the campaign. Wait 17 weeks at the end of the campaign or whatever to get their information. It could be in real time. And you don't need to be manually emailing them a giant spreadsheet of private data through, an email, Gmail or something. So security is vital nowadays, and so is timing when it comes to sales. So remember, if you can find that list of integrations on our Idea Studio, share that with your client and see if that works. It can be very might be able to impress them a little bit. So another idea that applies to most audience campaigns is that the contest can be hosted just about anywhere you want. Traditionally, it's hosted on a station's website, but it can also be embedded on your client's site. If they wanted to increase web traffic to their site, and they want to pay a little bit more and say, hey, we want to host this on our site instead of yours, or you're not limited to one or the other. You can actually have it embedded on both, in several places all at the same time, and people are still entering the same contest, just in 2 or 3 different locations. So it doesn't have to be one or the other. Okay, all right. So moving forward a little bit more, one more thing in addition to these sales opportunities is, and this again goes with every promotion, but specifically for this one as well, customize that user experience. Please, please, please customize it. You obviously they'll get a prominent logo placement, right? They're going to have that logo displayed and linked to their website and everything. We can do all of those things, but let them know, because you might assume that they might know, they can customize that entry form, right? They can ask any specific question they want. You can ask, hey, do you own your own home or do you rent? Are you interested in buying or leasing a car in the next 3 months? Ask qualifying questions so that you're not just giving people general information, you're giving them qualified leads. Again, if that integration is there, sending it right to them. You can really, really give your clients some really valuable information that comes right back. So, and of course, improve their social media presence. You can throw on, Facebook like, Twitter follows, Instagram, all those things for your client as well. Email and text opt-ins along with the contact info that goes along with it. These are all things that you can offer the client. And then of course, first party data for targeted marketing. Again, that goes back to those qualified leads, or if they want to run their own marketing campaign later on, they'll own their own first party data at that point, which is a very valuable thing, becoming more and more valuable nowadays. So and one suggestion is, throw in a survey. Throw in a quick survey along with those qualified leads, or that we do have a survey app. Whether you're asking the questions right there within the form, one of the things in a typical sweepstakes, you can offer 30 bonus entries for filling out the survey or something, right? So very, very valuable stuff. Now, in this case, just keep in mind that there are no bonus entries in this case. That's just in keeping with all of our sports apps. Just remember, there won't be any bonus entries available here, simply because it's not a random drawing to pick a winner, right? Bonus entries only improve someone's random chance of getting it, being picked winner. In this case, that's not the case. So no bonus entries would apply. And the initial but that initial sign up form can still be fully customized in this case with unique fields and questions and all that stuff. You can still throw a survey in there. So, there will be plenty of content to keep sponsors and participants coming back for more constantly. And then of course, also, although we are managing this at a national level, there's no national prize in this case. So each each station or each market or each company is going to have their own local winner. So and that's engaging and fun. That a better chance for each market to have each person in each market to get a chance to win. But so yeah, make sure that you work something fun out with your sponsors, that they get some prizes, and you're welcome to have multiple prizes. You're not limited to it. You could have a first, second, third place prize, whatever you want. So make sure you have fun with that as well. So okay, I think that just about does it there. And then I'm going to pass this back. I think I'm passing it to Tim here. Actually, one more note before I do. Actually, keep in mind, I apologize, I forgot this note. Starting on the 7th, we'll have your sales sheet ready. We'll have rules ready. We'll have graphics. We'll have all of that. Just like we're managing the data and the games and the times and and all that with the teams. We'll also have sales sheets available for you that you can hand to your client, give them a really good idea about what they're getting for you. Okay, I'm going to pass this along to, I think, Tim. Tim, are you taking it over now?
Yep, I'll take it over. Thanks, Mark. So we have a great question that came in that I just want to answer that's appropriate to this next slide here. It says, is this automatically added to Pick'em, or can we continue to use the traditional contest style without survival? The answer to that is yes. We're going to have a separate sign-up form if you want the survival challenge included in your promotion or in your campaign strategy. So it's actually going to be 2 separate applications. If you're familiar, we did run a 3-in-1 bracket for March, Basketball Mayhem, not to get flagged for any copyright. So with Basketball Mayhem, you could run the traditional bracket style or a 3-in-1 bracket style, and that was housed within the same app. This is going to be 2 separate applications. So whether it's embedded in 2 separate places on your site, or if you want to run one or the other, that's how this will work. So great question there. Looks like we had another one come in and Mark is handling that one. So I appreciate that. So how to get access. We will have an opt-in form available on July 7th at ideas.appdevada.com. Yes, we are working on rebranding that to audience.io, but currently the site to sign up for all of our campaigns that you want to get added to your account that are hosted by Audience will be available at ideas.appdevada.com. You'll find it under the national promotions section. And just to reiterate what Mark said, there is not a national prize associated with this one like there are with others. This will be completely up to you to tie in some sort of local sponsorship opportunity there. So with that, are there any other questions aside from the current tiebreaker one that's being asked at the moment? Go ahead and give that opportunity before we wrap this webinar up. Any other questions there? Okay. Is this exclusive to Odyssey in the markets? This is not an exclusive campaign. This will be available to all of the Audience customers. Dan Chaffee asks, can this be used for high school or college level football? Currently, this is just pro football. It's the Pro Football Challenge. So this is only available based on the NFL schedule. A bunch of great questions here. Any other questions before we wrap this up? If you do have any questions after this presentation, feel free to reach out through our chat, email, or phone support. We'd be happy to answer those. But with that being said, I think we'll let you all get back on your way. We are excited to kick this off. We hope that you all participate in this. This is our first year doing it, so we're eager to see how it performs and what types of opportunities this presents for all of you. So thank you so much for your time today. Again, don't hesitate to reach out with any questions. All the assets that you'll need will be available on July 7th giving you a couple of months to get this out there into your markets and groups. So thank you so much and have a great rest of your day. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Ross. And thank you everyone else who helped out on this presentation. We'll talk to you soon.